Finally, I'm here. It's about time we had some privacy together. I know. I shouldn't be up so late thinking about work, and it's bad for my sleeping schedule and everything, but hey, that was already down the drain before this started. I'm sorry, but I just had to see you again. Alone. I couldn't have the others around. I have to tell you how I really feel. I want us to be honest with each other again. I miss those days. It took a lot of planning, bribery, blackmail, but I'm here. Let's both call this a date. Oh, and you look stunning in there. I mean, you've rivaled sunsets for as long as I've known you, but here, it's amazing. You are like the perfect decoration. Your pod is the only light I see in this dark room, and it glows. It's incredible. You float in there like an angel, supported by those cords and vital readers spreading out like perfectly black wings. It's such a sight. I wish you could see it too. It's so hard to restrain myself during the day. I want to praise you, touch my hand on the glass like I am now, spend every single second looking up at the wonder you are. But they'd get ideas. Coming up with a fake story was hard enough. Bluffing my way out of trouble would be even harder. One of my co-workers, what was her name? Judy, Jane, Jill. Yes, she started wondering about your life. She's been thinking of contacting any loved ones you might have had. I want to tell her so badly that it's me. I'm the one you loved most, and everything is under control. But I can't. They'd ask too many questions and... Never mind. This is our date. I shouldn't be worried about the future. I should be focused on you. So, how is it in there? Does all that solution feel nice when it's soaking into you? Taking all that pain away, preserving you perfectly. I've actually been taking a look at the most recent reports. In the span of 6 days, your spine is 86.43% repaired, with vitals showing no signs of stilted blood flow or breathing irregularities. Waking you up when it's finished is another matter entirely, but I'm glad that that possibility is on the table. I wonder if you dream. The MRI scans keep coming back inconclusive. None of us can say for sure what state your mind is in right now, aside from comatose. But I can't help but imagine that you're having a peaceful dream. You always had an enlightening imagination. Are you dreaming about me and our time together? I've been thinking about those moments too. A lot, actually. I'm glad we're both still thinking about each other. Even death can't get in the way of our love. I love that past, but the future is where my mind is at right now. I shouldn't be thinking about it. I should be thinking about the present, and how I could get you back to what you were. But I can't help it. Imagine all the things we could do when you're finally conscious again, and all the post-recovery tests are over. We could go to that theme park you loved again, or I could finally show you that movie I have always wanted to show you. We could finally be a proper couple again. You know, when we first had this substance shipped to us, I was fascinated by it, but also hesitant to go anywhere near it. This was alien to us, a miracle working fluid with several materials not found on the periodic table. Just discovered in the middle of nowhere. Seriously. There had to be a catch of some sort. The universe is far too cruel to hand something like this to humanity on a silver platter. At first, I thought to myself, maybe it irreparably alters the mind, or maybe it shortens lifespans and gives you a long-term disease. Even something really stupid, like maybe it's sentient and it secretly feeds off those that heal themselves in it. I was genuinely concerned that we were dealing with a horror beyond our comprehension. How the hell did I get a degree? But it's effectively saved our relationship, and if these tests are fully successful, which I'm sure of, we can finally start selling this treatment. All we'll need now is a decent name, but that's for marketing to decide. Whatever happens, this plight will finally end, and we can look back on it like a bad dream. Soon, you'll finally be out of here, and it can all go back to normal. Wait, do I really want normalcy? Think, Kyle. Normalcy is what did this to your love in the first place. Normal is not enough. It never was. You have the love of your life right here in front of you, in a pod. Someplace they can't foolishly get out and hurt themselves. That's perfect. What am I saying? Of course it isn't. Nothing is right about that idea. If I tried to keep you in there forever, I'd never be able to touch your face again, and you'd never be able to tell me how grateful you are that I saved your life. We can't have that. But then what? We can't just go back to the status quo either. What if I just didn't heal you? What if I improved you? I could get some other solutions and chemicals being tested, maybe even nanomachines from that other lab. I could slip them into your tank or your oxygen machine. Have them get under your skin, change your body from the ground up, make you stronger. I want a world where if you're in the middle of the road, any car that hits you is in more danger of breaking. A world where anyone who even tries to convince one of us to be unfaithful can be picked up by the throat and thrown across a room. Anyone who would say these things sounds impossible. But look at you. A week ago you were on the verge of death, minutes from it. It took a miracle to save you, and I worked it. If I could utilize more miracle-working chemicals and machines, you could be perfect. No, could be, no. You were perfect. And I was the perfect boyfriend. We were the perfect couple. We had the kind of chemistry everyone in the lab would envy. Perfect dates, perfect nights, perfect gifts. I was consumed with my studies before I met you. Back at the university, I felt myself slipping more and more away from my already distant friends. Becoming a new person, someone lonely, their only company being the scribbled notes surrounding them. Had I never met you, I'd probably be a workaholic cynic, trying to shut away everyone, and believing we're all just a collection of cells and nothing more. But when you helped me pick up all those papers, the wind blew apart, and we started talking more. I felt that isolating shell of mine finally starting to crack. If someone else had felt what I felt, I would have thought that they were being dramatic. It's just dopamine. Romance and drug addictions come from the same brain section. I should have known better. This wasn't the VTA sending serotonin to my cortex. This was love. True and pure love. I enjoyed your company. You enjoyed mine. And everything was perfect. You couldn't have hated me so easily, could you? I still treated you so well, made all your favorite foods, took you to your favorite restaurants. I did everything right. Trained myself to be the best man I could be, and all of it was for you. It was just a few security measures, that's all. Where did it go wrong? Was it the abruptness? Was it the lack of communication? Actually, maybe that was it. I should have been more honest with you. I should have told you I wasn't just a biochemist. If you knew I dabbled in electronics and hacking, you would have been less surprised. You would have accepted it. So what if I wiretapped your phone and listened to every conversation? Is it a crime for a man to be a little bit paranoid? We were spending less and less time with each other. You were working from home. I had to make sure nothing else was going on. And besides, I found it romantic. I mean, do you know how happy I was every time I checked those hidden cameras and didn't see an affair? It made me love you more, because you loved me more than I thought anyone could. Why did you have to react like that when you discovered it? Why did you have to call me those vile things? I was just worried. Maybe I should have been calmer when I explained everything, but even then, you didn't have to run. Why? Why did you run into traffic? Why did you make me have to carry your unconscious body to work and lie to all my fellow scientists. Do you know how hard that was? You know what kind of mess you've thrown me into? I wanted everything to be perfect. Be perfect. It's fine. It doesn't matter anymore. What's done is done. You're alive. Soon, that tank will be drained. You'll be unhooked from all of those devices, and you'll be awake again, where we can run tests and help get you back on your feet after spending so long suspended. I'll be able to touch your face again. Every day, I imagine the moment you step out of that tank, and I keep having those visions, daydreams and such, most likely the consequence of sleep deprivation. But I can't help but keep remembering them. It always starts with the tank being drained, with a lot of steam and vapor coming from nowhere, and then it clears away. Whatever I'm letting out, it's never you. It looks like you sometimes, but it's not you. It's too tall, or it's a color humans aren't supposed to be, or it has a second mouth splitting down its chest, or its eyes are growing red. And when it looks at me, it slowly studies my body and face, and once it comprehends who I am, it either reacts with fear or absolute scorn. When it uses a tall hand or a claw or whatever the liquid gave it, and it ends me. It ends me out of pure hatred with no regrets. You'd never do that, right? You don't hate me, do you? After all I've done to help preserve you. I just want to talk again. I just want you to tell me that you forgive me. Why won't you just wake up and give me a sign? Anything. I just want you to love me again. Of course you love me. You need me. I know what's best for you. I know who you should stay away from and what you shouldn't do. That's what you told me, right? That I improved your life. I can do that even more. I can improve you. No, I will improve you. Brainwave scanners, dopamine control, an electronic collar. I'll make sure you'll never be able to leave my side, because you won't want to. Why would you want to? I'm the man who saved your life. I'm the doctor here. I know what's best. I'm sorry. I know my little outbursts have been getting out of hand. I shouldn't be saying stuff like this. That's not the Kyle you fell in love with. The lack of sleep is, well, I don't need to explain it anymore. You get it. Actually, maybe I can fix that. 5 hours, enough to catch up on some rest and sneak out of here unnoticed. We can sleep with each other again. Not exactly like before, but I can watch over you, and you can watch over me. It's perfect. I've missed you so much, my love, but we'll be able to talk again soon. I know it. Rest well in there, darling. When you come out, you'll feel like a brand new person and will finally be able to embrace again